Hello everybody, Neolifer here. Today I'm gonna give you a very special video, and this is the video I normally would never ever make on my channel. However, today I want to give it to you once and once only because I want you to understand the other side. What do I talk about? What is the other side? First of all, you need to know where I am. This is Khao Takiap Beach and in Hua Hin in Thailand. Just Google it, then you know where it is. It's a beautiful spot, so I come here to make this video for you guys. And I might walk around a little bit, depends on the wind condition. For example, right now the wind is picking up, so it's easier for me to go over here to make a video with a nice background without too much wind noise. Okay, now the video I want to make today is really special because I want to show you guys the perspective of the shorts, the people who is going to make money from us when we lose money, because it's a zero-sum game. Trading is a zero-sum game. Not everyone is going to win together with everybody else. The longs is going to win, the short are going to win, but anyone in between who swings around is going to get killed. So I might have to walk around a bit more because there's someone talking in the background. Yeah, I walk around a bit more. So I want today present to you the perspective of the shorts so that you understand why there are people out there who come to my comment section to write negative comments, who they are, and what is their function when they make such a comment in the YouTube channel. It is not about my channel. It is all about the share price, not at all about the channel itself. Okay, maybe I just sit down here somewhere. Yeah, it's a beautiful spot. So, okay, I'm gonna sit down here. Hopefully the chair does not collapse on me. All right, so the perspective of the shorts is very simple. They're looking at a company that is currently valued at about 7 billion US dollars in traded equity value, and actual book value based on accounting standards will have no equity value, which means in theory, just in theory, this company can go bankrupt anytime if this company cannot sustain its operation. This is basically to sum up the reason why people short NIO and why people short not just NIO but also all other Chinese EV makers. However, here's the thing. If I would go in shorting position in NIO, I would compare NIO to all other possibility to short. This is what you need to understand. Just like when you go long on NIO, you have compared NIO compared to all other EV makers, and ultimately you decided NIO has the strongest brand, the best valuation, the cheapest entry point, and so on and so forth. That's the reason you bought NIO. For the people who actually short NIO, they have to make the same decision. What is their decision process? If I want to short NIO, I need to compare NIO to every other electric car companies in China. And since I'm taking on the short position in NIO, I need to short the highest probability event company that can go to zero. This is the reason why people choose company like NIO to short. Because from their perspective, anytime the company runs out of cash, the company will fold and it will be handed over to the next guy, whoever's buying the company out of bankruptcy. That is the simplest version of the thesis to short NIO. I understand fully why they do it. However, here's the however part. If I would be shorting Chinese electric car companies, I'll be looking at many other companies before I would short NIO. My number one candidate to short is actually BYD, not NIO. If I would be going on a short position, I'll short BYD. Why? Because BYD has a lot more market cap to give away. If you short a large market cap company, you have in theory more money to win. Because on the short side, all you can make is 100% of your original investment. So let's say you short $1,000 worth of NIO shares. How much money can you make? At the most you can make is NIO go to zero, and you make the $1,000 whatever you invest in, and you don't have to return the shares. That's your maximum upside, unless you use options, warrants, and many other leverage effects. Other than that, your maximum upside as a short without leverage is 100%. So if the 100% of 7 billion versus 100% of 100 billion, which one do you take on? Most people think they're going to take the weak one, $7 billion company. In reality, there's more money to be made from the larger cap companies like BYD. This is also the reason why Tesla attracted so much short interest, because there was hundreds of billions of dollars market cap can be taken down if you short Tesla and successfully short Tesla. However, Tesla turned cash flow positive at the right moment of time. The question is, do we currently in situation of NIO, do we have a situation similar to Neta? If in case you don't know who is Neta, Neta is one of the most recently folded Chinese car companies. Or is this a Tesla? This is the question you need to answer for yourself. From the short perspective, they think NIO is another Neta, because Neta is one of the smaller players. Neta was deferring all the payments. Neta gradually lose market share in sales. So from their perspective, NIO is another Neta. In reality, NIO is a premium brand. NIO is much more similar to Tesla than to Neta. So the question is the customer base of Neta versus customer base of NIO. Which one is loyal? Which one has deep pockets? Which one is capable and willing to chip in when the time comes? And NIO shareholders should know this. If you don't, let me tell you, in 2019, there was a period of time NIO was under great stress and the company almost folded. And because of that, not just the shareholders, not just the employees, but the customer base of NIO together ganged up and rescued the company by buying more product than they needed. This is something you don't hear often about. This happens only to the most loyal customer base of any companies. And the loyalty of the customer base for NIO is at all-time high, and the amount of customers NIO has is also at all-time high, which means to grow, all NIO has to do is continue its path of superior quality, superior customer experience. Then the customers will come back, because the customer base of NIO is the top 1% income bracket. 1% to 10%, let's call it that way. Let's just say top 10% of income bracket in the world, particularly in China. And those people are more resilient when it comes to economic downturns than the average person who buy a cheap car because of the price. That's the reason when Neta is folding, nobody comes in to rescue Neta, because the customer who buy Neta cars bought the car purely based on price. They didn't buy the car based on quality, customer service, none of that. They just care about how much I'm paying for a car that has 4 wheels. And Neta was the cheapest of them all, also made to the cheapest standards of them all. And therefore, there's no customer loyalty in Neta whatsoever. In fact, right now, here in Thailand, there's a huge amount of Neta cars stockpiled everywhere, and nobody wants to buy them despite 50% discounts. Because everybody knows the company has folded, and you will never be able to get spare parts. Even if you buy 50% off of an electric car, you are not going to get after-sales support. Therefore, nobody's buying a Neta, because nobody's willing to join a died ecosystem. Not a dying ecosystem, but a died ecosystem. This is the polar opposite of NIO. NIO not only is not dying, NIO's ecosystem is thriving big time. So I want everyone to understand the short side has its valid points. I'm not saying the shorts do not short this company without reasons. Yes, they do have their reasons. On paper, NIO is a good short. However, this is my warning to all the shorts. Do not underestimate the resilience of the shareholders of NIO, and do not underestimate the deep pockets of the shareholders of NIO. I know several rich people who already indicated interest in putting in a 9-digit figure into NIO when the right time comes. Yes, you heard that right. However, this is still early stage. I cannot say anything more than that about it. All I can say is this. If you are short NIO, right now, you can cash in a great profit. You cover your shorts, you walk away with a nice profit. nothing harmful has come to you. But if you insist on shorting the shares, then you will be the only one to be blamed when this share price inevitably go higher and much higher and much, much higher, and your downside potential as a short is unlimited. I want to remind you of that. The best example I can give you is Volkswagen. Go Google Volkswagen short a couple of years ago during the financial crisis. During the financial crisis, sales of Volkswagen dropped like a stone, but the share price went through the roof because too many people shorted Volkswagen shares and there was no liquidity in the market for you to recover your shorts. Therefore, the short squeeze started and people even killed themselves. One of the richest billionaire in Germany actually killed himself, literally, because his short position in Volkswagen ruined him. His entire three-generational net worth was ruined by his short position in Volkswagen. Go Google it. I'm not telling you stories. So it is actually very dangerous to short companies like NIO. If you don't know what you're doing, get out of your short position. You are still getting a profit today, right now. Most likely you're getting a profit today. If you think you can take the last $3, be my guest, go try it. However, the downside for you is enormous. The upside for you is extremely limited. Is this a good risk reward strategy for yourself? I want you to think hard about this yourself as a short. Thank you very much for watching this video. This video was meant for the short people, and see you in the next one. Yeah, like and subscribe. I forgot to say like and subscribe. That's the beautiful Buddha. Like and subscribe, please.